All right, so if you've been following wrestling since we started in December, you know that we've had some of the best guests in wrestling, both the past and the present. We've had Stone Cold Steve Austin, we've had Bret the Hitman Hart, we've had legends of the game, and then we've been lucky enough to have legends in their own time, and that is what we have today. And you don't know this, but I'm about to say it. In March, right before WrestleMania, I said on this show, the best wrestler in the world, not the best women's wrestler, the best wrestler in the world is Sasha Banks. That's what I said. And I'm not trying to, blow your skirt up just because you're on the show. But if people are listening to this show, they know what I've said during the show, and they know that I'm a big fan of yours. And it is Sasha Banks, the boss, Sasha Banks.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I'm even more happy to be here knowing that I am the greatest.
Right, correct.
In all of sports entertainment.
I have a question. What's the difference between a boss and a legit boss?
I mean, a boss can be a boss that hires you, whatever.
Right.
A legit boss is someone that rules the WWE universe, that rules all of the universe of any place that she walks into. That's a legit boss. You make head turns. Because I know when I walked in here, everyone's like,
right.
Sasha Banks? And I was like, I know. That's why I'm so legit.
You said she. Referring
Me.
to you, of course.
Yeah.
But does a legit boss have to be a she? I don't feel like I'm
mean,
42. I got 4 kids. I don't know if I can be a legit boss.
You can if you go to WWEshop.com and get the rings.
Yes.
Get the shirts. Get the glasses.
Okay.
It's a start.
But I can't go to school and learn to become I can't major in legit bossery?
I mean, there could be a boss academy one day. That sounds good for me making more money.
There's an idea.
You would sign up, right?
Yeah.
I'll get you a half a scholarship.
half a
scholarship, yes.
Okay. Well, it sounds expensive, so I would take the half scholarship. I have no shame in taking half a scholarship. God knows I've done it before. That was a fun 2 years at community college. Anyway, Sasha is here, and it is just I'm so happy to have you at Rasslin because this is not a podcast that aspires to really be like one that tears down the business or one that is negative about the business or one that wants to be super in the know. I'm a fan who I've had success at Barstool doing other stuff, but I wanted to be a fan that does a show for the fans, that gets to hang out with wrestlers and gets to really just expose how awesome this stuff really is.
It is.
And I'm happy to have you here. I want to ask a couple questions, and you've been back for a couple weeks now. You were off for a while.
Yep.
Since your WrestleMania match.
Yes.
But you've returned to get your rematch.
To get my rematch, to get what belongs to me, the SmackDown Women's Championship. I took a couple months off because if you did watch WrestleMania where I main event.
I very much did.
Okay. I helped that rookie, Bianca, become who she is today. It takes a while for a scar to go away. She used her hair against me, and it left me a big scar. That cost a lot of money. I just can't be seen by the WWE Universe looking this hideous.
Right.
I'm the boss. I'm legit. I can't look nothing but the best. It took a while, and now I'm back. Look at my scar. You can still see it a little
No, that
bit.
really is still there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question about that.
Rude.
First of all, it was bullshit that she got to do that. All right?
Cheating,
All right.
number one.
You can't just carry around an 8-foot rope around, okay? Anyway, no, I'm not going to get into that.
Let's not start.
I'm not going to get into that. But I have seen people thrown off of ladders. I've seen people thrown through tables.
Like me, yes.
I've seen people in a Hell in a Cell match. I've seen all these incredible bumps that take my breath away. I have never been as shocked and when I heard that sound of her. What did that feel like?
Oh my God, it brought me so much trauma of when I was a child. I was like, Mama, no, Mama. It just reminded me of when my mom used to whip me.
With her hair?
With hangers.
Oh, yeah.
My God, with belts?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, my mom did too. We couldn't afford belts.
Oh my gosh. That's what
something.
it reminded me. That's why it took me a while to just, at 3.5, I was kicking out. But she just left me in so much trauma and so much fear. And because she cheated, I never expected her to be so low.
So now SummerSlam is coming back around. We'll talk about WrestleMania in a minute, but SummerSlam in Vegas.
August 21st.
SummerSlam annually, one of the best shows, one of the biggest shows that WWE does. But this year I think it's even extra special because we had Mania, right, in Tampa.
Yep.
We had weather. We had, we still had, 25,000 people. This is going to be in Vegas, the biggest event of the summer, huge, and you're coming to get your belt back. That's the plan?
I am. That is the plan. And I actually think that this SummerSlam might be bigger than WrestleMania.
It feels bigger than a Mania.
It feels like it's going to be bigger than WrestleMania. I'm counting down the days, and it's really creeping up on me, but I am so ecstatic to be back with fans. There's nothing like their energy. So I think this crowd is going to be bigger attendance than WrestleMania, which already makes me, it lights a fire in my heart. But I'm really looking forward to SummerSlam August 21st, and I cannot wait to be the SmackDown Women's Champion again.
So you came back a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown, and it was great. You had a tag match, and at the end, you and Bianca had the little showdown that you had to set up this match.
Yeah.
Since you've been back, you mentioned the crowds. How have crowds been back since you returned? Like, are they different? Like a year ago, we had crowds, right? It's been a year and 5 months or something like that.
Yeah, over a year and a half.
Now WWE has crowds again. How have they been different since you've been back?
They just sound like they missed us so much. And when you watch it, you can tell by us as well that we miss them. We miss their energy. We miss their interaction. They can change everything for us in a moment because they turn their minds and change their minds and, cheer different things. Like, that just makes you think so differently when you're in the ring. For a year and a half, I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing but the virtual fans, they were great while they were there. But, man,
they were TV screens.
There were TV screens. There was the real audience, the real energy. They just make you feel some type of way, and it makes you do things that you wouldn't even think about doing.
I love feeling some type of way.
What type of way do you love to feel like?
I don't know. Mostly hungry.
You mostly hungry?
Yeah.
I'm hungry for money all the time.
Are you really?
Starving for it.
Oh, well, I get paid a lot of money.
Do you get paid?
A lot of money.
Now that's like a boss.
Yeah.
That's
no,
a step.
not legit though.
Not
because
legit.
I'm actually lying about it. Let me ask you a question. You've had a hell of a career. You've done many things. You've been women's champ. You've done all these things first. What's better in front of a crowd? I'm going to give you two scenarios.
Okay.
Let's say you have a hard-fought title match that you're the challenger, and you pin them 1, 2, 3, holding up that belt in front of the crowd, that long, hard match, and you finally won it, holding up the belt, or getting out in front of a crowd and just turning on somebody and beating the crap out of them in front of everybody. Which one's better? Because you've done both.
I've done those both
Multiple
quite
times.
a couple times. That is so hard. I mean,
because when a crowd's watching, right? Like
yes.
say a couple of weeks ago.
Let's rewind it back.
And the fans are applauding you and Bianca. It's so great to see these friends. They were enemies once, but they're friends, and they're hugging each other, and everything's great. And then, boom, bank statement. You do things that you need to do,
and they love it.
And they react because
they get out of their seats and they want more, which is crazy. So it's like the same reaction when you win a championship as well.
Very similar.
But I love winning gold. So I'm going to have to say winning a championship is a better feeling.
Okay. But
I can't wait for that feeling again at SummerSlam.
Oh, yes. One sets up the other, doesn't it?
I can't wait, yes.
So let me ask you about the rematch, because it is you against Bianca Belair, who's taken WWE by storm.
Yeah, she has.
She main evented WrestleMania with you. She being
cousin me.
She's a rookie. Or I don't know if she's still a rookie, but she certainly in her first couple of years
she's lucky.
In the business has done a great job. What's going to be different about the rematch?
What's going to be different? I'm about to get the pin. I'm about to make her tap out. The difference is I'm hungrier than ever.
Okay.
I've been in this game way longer than Bianca Belair. Okay. I'm the greatest in the WWE, male or female. I have tricks up my sleeve like no other.
You're not wearing sleeves, Sasha.
In the ring, I do.
Okay. Sorry. My bad.
In the ring, I do. I know that square circle more than anybody on that roster. So I don't think Bianca is ready for the legit boss of the WWE.
Okay, well, that sounds fair. I look very, very, very forward to the rematch.
I think
the match itself, let's talk about the WrestleMania match. Because you guys made history. You did. You and Bianca
always do.
You and Bianca Belair made history. But I feel like a lot of the discussion since then has been these two made history, and they did the ESPY moment and all that, and it was great. And yeah, that moment is fantastic, but the match itself was incredible. The match was so good, and I don't know if it means as much if you guys don't deliver as well as you did on the big stage.
Of course.
What did that mean to you?
I mean, let's be honest though.
Yeah.
All my matches deliver. Okay?
Well, fair enough.
All my matches are good. All my matches are 5 stars. So it makes no difference if it's WrestleMania, a live event, or Friday Night SmackDown. Okay? It's no difference. That's why I am Sasha Banks.
I don't know if they're all 5 stars. I mean, you got to have some 4.5 just to make the 5s
No.
pop even. Okay, sorry.
They're all 5 stars.
I apologize for talking.
But to main event WrestleMania, that was my biggest dream. So big that I didn't even think it was possible.
Right.
You know, you would never think as a woman in the WWE or as a woman in general that you would be in the headline,
Right.
main eventing, Wrestle frickin' Mania.
Yeah.
To go out there and to wrestle in front of a crowd when we haven't wrestled in front of them over a year and a half, to get the reception that we did and to deliver and to kill it and to have people still talking about that match.
Yeah.
It's the best feeling in the world to go home, leaving people happy, saying that was the match of the night. That was the main event, male or female, period. That was just the greatest. And that's something that we're going to remember the rest of our lives.
But you are part of a generation of women in WWE that has changed everything. You guys have had the first everything. You've had you were so electric, the women's revolution back a couple years ago. You, Bayley, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, just a number of talents on the women's division that have changed women's wrestling forever. You had the first Royal Rumble for women. You had the first Hell in a Cell. Everything you guys have done, but you were able to do the Mania first. I mean, that's got to be incredible.
I mean, Charlotte, Ronda, and Becky did the first before me. So I'm the second to main event a WrestleMania.
One-on-one match is what I meant, and I apologize for that.
Yes, absolutely. But it just shows you that, you know, this is here to stay. This is going to be nothing new. When you see next year that Sasha Banks is main eventing WrestleMania again, there's not going to be a question about it. They're not going to be, oh my God, that's the third time they did it. It's just, of course they're going to main event. They're the stars. They're the people. People want to see them. People go out and pay to see them. They're the best.
I run into a problem here at Barstool that there's not many people on my level. I walk around, I'm obviously, very successful. Dave does the little pizza stuff, trying to catch up to me. There's a guy named Big Cat that does a show that nobody listens to. And I just run into the situation, what's next for Brandon Walker? Because can I bring up people to my level? Do you run into the same thing?
I run into that every
It's so frustrating.
Day. It is a little frustrating, but when you're at a certain level, you just have to keep on rising above yourself. You got to find people that will inspire you, that will push you, that will drive you to be the best. Because when you are at a certain level, staying at that level is even harder.
Let me ask you this. Just talking about your matches and everything, what do you consider the best match that you've ever had in your career?
Oof.
Can I tell you a story real quick?
Please.
So I sit before you, a man who, like in 2014, I never watched women's wrestling a lot. I was like, oh, it's good, but it's not, But in 2015, Brooklyn, you and Bayley, I think it's the best match of the last decade. I'm not just gassing you up. I think it's the best match of the last decade. That was the moment where I was like, all right, I have been sleeping on this. These ladies can wrestle, and this is incredible. That's the one I would look at. Is when I noticed 2015 Brooklyn, you and Bayley, I was like, Sasha Banks is a player, like legit. Does it hold that special regard to you? I know you had a ton of matches.
I've had a ton, but yes, that has to be definitely one of my top 5 matches of all time because of what I wanted to leave on the table at that time.
Yeah.
I wanted fans to be like, that was the greatest women's match of all time. I wanted people to talk about it because I was being called up on the main roster. I was on the main roster for like 2 months, and I just wanted to show not only WWE, but the women that, we can do it just like the men, no matter what, no limits to it. And it's crazy that still to this day for that match, that's the number 1 match where fans come up to me and say, thank you, that got me into wrestling, thank you. Now my mom wants to watch it, thank you. Now my daughter wants to be a wrestler, thank you. Now just thank you. Like, oh, it's just like, what? I can make people feel that way from something that I love and just from my work and the passion that I put into it. It's so cool. That's definitely one of my top 5. But if I have to say in recent memories, I think Hell in a Cell with Bayley was definitely one of my favorite matches just because what a brutal match. I was so nervous going in just because the year before that match destroyed me. And just like me and Bayley's chemistry is like no other. She is just someone that I trust so much in that ring that we don't even need to talk and definitely don't even need to talk in something so dangerous like that type of match. I know that she has me no matter what, whenever type of match that we have in that ring together.
I was talking to somebody last night inside the business, and I was like, what makes Sasha Banks so good in the ring, just to try to get a wrestler's perspective? And they said, you know somebody's good when it doesn't matter who the opponent is. They're always going to have a very good match.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's something that you strive to no matter who's across from you, you're going to deliver?
Always.
But is that, how difficult is that though? Because there's a lot of different types of opponents out there.
There is, and it
There's
makes it fun
tall
for
people,
me.
there's short people, there's fast people, there's slow
There's
people. You know.
everything, and that's why I try to be the best. I try to have skills in every single category. When I'm in the ring with someone like, say, a Zelina or a Nia Jax, I have to change up my game because those are two completely different type of players that I'm going to be in the ring with. I study like nobody else. I want to have the greatest matches with every single person that I'm in the ring with. So I think of it as like a game. Like, how can I make this the greatest match tonight? And how can this be the best match ever with this person that I'm in the ring with?
Question. Arm wrestling. Me against Nia Jax. Who would win?
Nia for sure. Oh my gosh. You don't even want to play with her.
Me against Tamina.
Tamina would just,
Trying to figure
Nobody
out somebody
Mina.
I could beat. Reginald.
Um,
He can't flip during arm wrestling.
Okay.
He can't
If
do gymnastics
if
during
you
arm
can't
wrestling,
flip out
Sasha.
of it, you might stand your chance.
I'm going to beat Reginald in arm wrestling. That's kind of a low bar. Anyway, so a couple more questions. I know you are famously we're a huge fan of Eddie Guerrero
Yes.
growing up. And this isn't a question about Eddie Guerrero, but it is about you growing up as a fan, because I know when I was growing up, my favorite match of all time is WrestleMania 3, Savage Steamboat.
Wow.
And through all the Attitude Era, through everything I grew up through, that remained my favorite match ever. So I'm wondering, your favorite match ever? I don't know what it is. That's what I want to ask you. What is it? And is it one that's like stay with you forever? Is it recent? What's your favorite match ever? What, as Sasha Banks the fan?
Ever. Oh, it's so hard. I can't choose just one.
Yeah.
But of course, everything with Eddie Guerrero. I guess if I have to say ever, because just of the feeling, because I bet the reason why you love that match is just the feeling that you remember as a kid,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
Eddie versus Brock Lesnar when he won the WWE Championship.
No Way Out 2004.
Yeah. I was like crying my eyes out because I'm just like, my hero freaking did it. And just the feeling and seeing that story and his struggle, and just like, I felt the same like as Eddie. I wanted to be like Eddie. So that has to be like my number one of just how it made me feel as a kid of just, he did it. And I wanted to do it just like him.
So I want to look down the card at SummerSlam real quick, because people listening to wrestling, there's some matches here that
this is gonna be
it's huge.
Oh my God!
You've got Bobby Lashley, you got Goldberg, you got Roman Reigns, you got John Cena. We'll start there. You're on SmackDown.
Yep.
Roman Reigns is somebody that's just at the top of a business right now. He's the head of the table. He's got everything going on. His character work is incredible. But then you've got John Cena. Like, this is John Cena.
John Cena.
I have a 5-year-old kid. I have 4 kids. I have many kids. I have 4 kids. I have a 5-year-old, right?
Yep.
He has never watched wrestling in his life.
But he knows John
and he's
Cena now?
5. And this morning I said, I'm taking your sister to work to see a wrestler. And he goes, John Cena? I said, no.
Crazy.
No, she can't see John Cena. Nobody can. Anyway, stupid dad joke aside, he knew John Cena. Like, this is Roman Reigns, John Cena. This is Vegas. This is SummerSlam. What an incredible start to the card. What's the feeling around the company about this?
Well, the feeling is it's great to have someone like John Cena back.
Right.
Because what a legend. What a freaking legend.
Yeah.
What someone that's just, let and cemented to name in the WWE history. He's just great. At these house shows, I'm watching him, and you look around and you see the fans, and like you said, it's like little kids who probably never seen John Cena because he's been gone for the past 5-6 years, but they still know who he is, and they still are just so like entranced with his work and what he does. And Roman Reigns, he's on a whole different level. He's on a whole different game with having Paul Heyman and having the bloodline with his side. He's hungry to prove that he is the top dog in this business. So I think that match is definitely one to watch, but it's not going to be better than Bianca versus Sasha Banks.
I felt like we were leaning, circling.
It's not
going to
be better than that. So yeah, we can talk about it.
No, that's my fault.
We can talk about the
I
card.
don't really know what I was doing.
We can really talk about the main event when you want to talk about the main event.
Yeah.
Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley. Oh my God.
I don't know. I feel like I'm asking about a Volvo when there's a Mercedes in the room.
That's true.
So
classic Mercedes.
That was actually a mistake I looked into. So anyway, I feel like I'm asking about some matches that people are going to love, but they're not going to be Sasha Banks against Bianca Belair.
But Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Edge versus Seth Rollins.
Fantastic.
What?
Yes. What about the other side? What about the Raw Women's title match? You've got Nikki ASH. You've got Charlotte, who's
Flair.
always always going to deliver.
Always going to do
Yeah,
something
Rhea
dirty to try
Ripley.
to get that. Who is killing she's awesome. I hope to work with her one day. She's an up and coming. I can't believe how young she is, and I watch her and I'm like, wow, she's talented.
You know who I can't believe how young they are?
Who?
You.
I know.
No, you've been doing this for like forever.
For 11 years.
For 11 years,
Yes.
and you're 29.
I'm only 29.
How? You don't have to listen. It's fine. How long have you been 29?
6 months.
6 months. Okay, well that's legal. All right.
A little over 6 months. Yeah.
So I can't wait for SummerSlam. That's coming up August 21st. Let's go beyond SummerSlam because I assume you plan to be the champion.
I do plan to.
What does the second half of the year hold for Sasha Banks?
Oh my gosh, just greatness. Once we become the women's champion again, I guess I just get to have all these new matchups that I didn't get to have really in my first round. I want to wrestle people like Liv Morgan,
Sure.
Zelina, who else? Toni Storm,
Mm-hmm.
Tegan Knox. There is just so many women that I just haven't been in the ring yet. And on SmackDown, that's the land of opportunity, and I'm ready to give these girls a chance to see if they can stand up against the boss.
Can I just make a personal observation?
Yeah.
Whenever you learn confidence, I think you're going to be really, really good.
Once I learn it?
Yeah, once you become confident in yourself and really sure of yourself, I think the sky is the limit.
I think so too.
Right now, you're a little too timid. You're a little too
I probably
shy.
can get I probably can go to Mars before Elon Musk.
Really?
I think so.
You know,
Once I get my confidence.
I think that's a sham. He only went to like the edge of space.
That was that Bezo guy, whatever his name is.
But
Bozo.
Elon too, right? That was
He-
Bezos. Elon and Bezos were the same guy.
You think so? Well, I hope to beat them both.
I don't know any billionaires actually. I know Dave Portnoy. He's not a billionaire. Anyway, I
That's
hope
my
to be
plan.
a billionaire.
That's my
You're
plan
gonna be a
for the
billionaire?
second. That's my plan for the second half of the year.
To become a billionaire.
That's right.
That would be incredible.
That's all I want. That's all I want. I want to go to Mars. Pretty much. Start my own federation up there.
Mars Wrestling Federation, MWF.
Perfect.
That's beautiful.
I love it. Would you
Would
go?
you would you be
Would you
be
want to
the-
try to go?
Yeah, I would go. Can I get tickets?
I can give you a little discount.
A discount.
Yeah.
With like a 2% discount. I assume it's going to be expensive.
It's going to be a little expensive. I mean, from Earth to
I
up
question
there.
if you're the only one going to Mars, who else are you going to wrestle?
No, I'm not going to be. I'm going to bring people. I'm
Oh,
going to
you're
hire
promoting.
people. I'm promoting it right now.
Promoting. Okay.
Okay, once
so
I go to
coming
Mars,
soon.
yes.
Mars Wrestling Federation, brought to you by
Once
Sasha
I get
Banks.
my confidence, once I become a billionaire, once I become the legit CEO of the WWE,
Right.
yeah, we're going to Mars. We're taking it straight to Mars. We ain't talking about WWE Universe. We're talking about galaxy.
I'm sure he's a great man, but Vince McMahon has never run a show outside of Earth. Never.
Until hopefully.
But you'll be running this
2025.
show, though.
He trusts me. We're best friends. I
You
love
and
you,
Vince?
Vince. Thank you, Vince. Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
My
That's
best friend.
Really?
Speed dial. Text every single morning.
My best friend's
How
a
are you,
dog.
Sasha?
Really?
I'm amazing. Thank
He
you,
texts
Vince.
in his own voice?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Good morning. Good morning, Vince. How are you?
I bet that poor phone.
Oh,
Wow.
it's a great phone.
All right, so last question. I guess I kind of just asked it, but I asked for the second half of the year, but really you answered it. The future
That's what I want.
is laid out, right? What's the future for Sasha Banks other than the moon, the Mars, the Mars Wrestling Federation, and me getting a 1% discount?
I mean, just to be the champion again, to keep on being the face of the company. There's so many things that I can do in the WWE. There's so many things that I have not done yet. But I'll be here for a very, very long time. So if you keep on watching every single week on Friday Night SmackDown,
Sure.
Watch me on SummerSlam, watch me every time on Twitter or Instagram, I'm going to be there. I'm going to keep on being the best. I'm going to keep on being the boss. And hopefully everybody else can level up to me one day.
But that's on them,
That's on you.
not me. I've leveled up.
That's on you.
You. All right. It is SummerSlam. It's coming up August 21st. If you've been listening to this show for a long time, you know what a thrill that was. You know, this could be the future SmackDown Women's Champion. She could be the future ruler of Earth. But anyway, we'll see. It starts against Bianca Belair next Saturday, August 21st in Vegas. It's going to be awesome on Peacock. You know where to watch it. You know how awesome it's going to be. I can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Rasslin.